on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Time for the Free Flow Friday, that day that you guys all love. The day I love. The day that you love. The day I get to dance. Make a fool out of myself. It's the greatest day ever! So, real quick, we're going to take care of some housekeeping before we jump into today's Free Flow Friday episode of Nintendo Guru Daily. Essentially, I wanted to talk about podcasting. I do a lot of podcasts, have a bunch of them all over the place. So what I wanted to do is I want to do a giveaway. And I thought, how can I incorporate my podcasting with this giveaway? And what I thought was, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give away a $50 eShop card. And it's real simple. All you have to do is go to each and every single one of my podcasts and rate and leave a review. And if you go to these podcasts and you rate and you leave a review, for each one you give, each review you go give, you get one entry into the contest. You can get multiple because I have multiple shows. Breaking Bells, that's a thing. Nintendo Talk Live, that has a show. Red Shell Radio has a show. Planet Nintendo Podcast now has a show. If we ran Nintendo, we got a show for that. And the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. So that's 6 chances. You enter in every time you leave a review. You automatically enter it in. And then I'll randomly pull a name. We're going to do it for 2 weeks. Because I don't know how long it's going to take for all these names to get in there. So I'm just going to keep bringing it up. And then in 2 weeks, we'll basically pull a winner. I think that sounds fair. And it's that simple. $50. eShop money. Free. So I kind of wanted to tell this story just because last week's story was so horrific. And I talked about how my mom just up and down just kept calling me a motherfucker and just punching me over and over again. So I thought, why not tell a good story about my mom? Well, why not tell a nice story about my mom? And so the one thing I kept thinking about was the story I told on We the Gamercast a long time ago. And there's a lot of people that probably never saw that episode. I was actually the geek guru at that time. So I wanted to go back and talk about how I got my NES. What happened that I was able to get my NES? So, real quickly, I was an Atari 2600 kid when I was growing up. My parents brought it home one day. We started playing, fell in love with it, and I fell in love with video games at that point. Move forward, the Atari basically collapses, and it's DOA, done. I have a multitude of games. My mom and dad bought me so many games during that era that they got burned. And when the NES hit, they were like, no way you're getting this thing. My 2 cousins, Johnny and David, they both got it for Christmas that year. And I wanted it so badly, but I was told no, can't get it, can't have it. And I would call my cousins, I would beg my cousins to let me come over and play the NES because that's what I wanted. I wanted the hotness, the greatness. My parents were dead against it and no way it's going to happen. So I kept bringing it up to my mom and begging her, and she kept shooting me down. It was so bad that I would actually call my cousin David on the phone. Be like, dude, can you lay the phone next to the speaker and let me listen to you play? The first OG Let's Plays was right then and there. So I would actually just listen to him play, and I would just sit there on the phone. And I remember, we had, the way it used to be old school days, was like, if I had a phone in my parents' bedroom, I picked it up. My dad could pick it up in the living room and be like, who's on the phone? Hang the fuck up. And then I'd have to go, David, I gotta go. And then I'd have to hang up. And then my dad can make his phone call. And then I would call David back and be like, put it back on. And then pray that my dad wouldn't get back on the phone in about 30 minutes and be like, Hang the f*** up. That's exactly how my dad sounded, just like that. So, essentially, what happens is, I keep begging my mom. She keeps turning me down, telling me there's no way, no how. The next Christmas that comes around, I get an Atari 7800. Because what I do is I convince my parents that this thing is awesome. This thing is supposed to have the same graphics as the NES. And I can also play all those old games on it. So once they realized it, they were like, okay, we'll talk to Santa and see what we can do. Santa Claus comes rolling around, hooks a brother up, and I'm good to go. Worst thing ever. That console sucked donkey dick all day long. Straight up. It was horrible. Horrible. So anyway, I go back and I start begging my mom for an NES. And she's like, I just bought you that Atari thing. No. Now I'm even deeper. Now I'm even deeper in the nose and I can't do anything. So turn around and me and my brother decided to go on this roll for some reason. First time ever in years where we're both on the merit roll, which is like all A's and B's. And I was very close to the honor roll, which was all A's. And my brother, who is the dumbest son of a ever meet in your life, he actually pulled the merit roll. Don't ask me how. He must have been like some teachers because it just, I don't know how. I don't know how. But anyway.
Sorry, Mom.
So anyway, my mom decides to come to me and my brother and go, listen, you have been wanting this NES for so long. You guys did great on your report card. As a reward, me and your father have agreed we're going to buy you the NES and we're going to buy you both a game for the NES. And I'm like, there's a God. There's a God someplace. Yes. Little did I know how hard it would be to get the NES even 2 years later. So what my mom did was we had this catalog. Sears had this catalog, and we went and you picked up the telephone and you called a phone number and you placed the order. And then they put you on a waiting list. And then they were like, when we get one in, we'll call you up and you can come pick this thing up. Months go by. Months go by. Still no sight of this thing. We're not getting it. And I'm freaking out, man. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We're talking 6 months now. I've been waiting for this thing. I got to get her to get me one now because, man, my report card's going to come out again. And it probably won't be all the A's and the B's that it was. And I got to get this thing now before she sees the next report card. She's like, it's off the table. So what I do is I start every single weekend calling around to all the stores. I'm calling KB Toys. I'm calling Electronic Boutique. And I'm like,
hey, man, you got this NES? Because I really want this NES, man. Please tell me you got this NES. You don't have the NES. Okay.
Click. And turn around one weekend, one Saturday, I pick up the phone and I call KB Toys. And they're like, we got two. We have two in the store right now. And I'm like, holy crap. Okay. And I hang up the phone and I run out in the kitchen. I go, Mom.
I just got off the phone with KB Toys. They have 2 NESs left. Can we please go get this thing? I'm begging you.
So she says, hold on for a minute. She grabs her checkbook and she flips through, because there are no ATM. There's no Visa debit cards back then. You either have the money or you don't have the money. But she grabs her checkbook, she flips through, she goes, I got plenty of money. We're good. Let's go. She actually tells me, call back and see if they'll hold it for you. So I call back. And I'm like,
hey, man, I just convinced my mom to let me come get this NES. Can you hold one for me?
No, we don't do that here. You gotta come get it, and that's it.
So I'm freaking out. Now I go to my mom, I'm like,
Mom, they're gonna sell this motherfucker?
I didn't say motherfucker, because she'd have beat the shit out of me. But anyway.
Mom, they're gonna sell this motherfucker and we ain't gonna get one. Let's go. Come on.
So she's like, don't rush me. We'll get there when we get there. And I'm like,
Mom, please, come on. Can we go now, please?
So finally she's like, okay, fine, let's go. So me and my mom and my brother jump in the car. And we got to go from Egg Harbor Township, shout out to Egg Harbor Township if you guys know where that is, to Mays Landing to the Hamilton Mall. So you guys can kind of, if you just want to Google it, you can Google it up and find out. EHT, Egg Harbor Township to Mays Landing. It was probably about a 10 to 15 minute drive, tops. 10 minutes probably easily, because the traffic was nowhere near as bad then as it is now. So we get in the car and we're driving, and man, it feels like it's taking a eternity to get there. And I remember sitting in the back seat and I'm like,
Mom, you gotta go, man. You gotta go.
and she's just like chilling, man. She's just chilling. And I think we had an Oldsmobile Cutlass, black Oldsmobile Cutlass. She's just chilling, man. She's just like driving Miss Daisy, don't give a damn about nothing. And finally, after about the 15th time of me being like, Mom, you gotta go, she just turns around and goes, listen, you little motherfucker. And she said it straight up. If you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna turn this car around and you're not getting anything. So now, the gods just, for some reason, just zip my lip, and I'm freaking out now. I'm literally at like 13, 14 years old having a panic attack in the back seat because I'm like, they're going to sell my NES before we get there because she's driving slow as balls and we're done. So finally we get to the mall and I dash to the store because I know where the store is. And I didn't really dash, I was just walking fast. I'm like a little penguin, man, and I'm like trying to go as quick as I can, and she's telling me to slow down, and I'm thinking to myself, like, that, I'm going to get my NES. So I get in the store, and when I get in the store, I run up to the counter, I'm like, Sir, I called. You said you had an NES. Do you have one? He's like, we just sold one. Well, you told me you had two. Do you still have the one? He's like, yes. And I was like, whew. I'm like, I want it. He's like, you're going to buy it? I'm like, my mom's on her way in now. Well, no. Don't play this game with me, brother. Don't even try this bullshit up in here right now. My mom's coming. You hold on to that thing, or we're going to have some trouble. I didn't say that because I was scared to death that he would be like, get the hell out of my store, kid. Anyway, my mom comes in. We sit there. She walks up to the counter. She's like, do you take checks? Yes, they took checks. My mom writes him a check, and she lets me and my brother pick out a game each. When we got it, we got the action set, which came with the gun, the light zapper, and it came with Duck Hunt and Mario. And I convinced my brother to get Zelda, and then I got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So I walked out with the motherfucking Holy Grail, the trilogy of greatness right there. The 3 epic games that you could want as a kid to get these things. It was the greatest day of my life.
I thank you, Mommy. I love you to death. This is everything that I do here, Mom, right now. This stupid shirt I wear, all the way this room is because of you. Because you bought me that NES. And without you buying me that NES, I might be a Sega kid. Or I might be a mass murderer. But I would not be the happy-go-lucky fat you see today. So thank you, Mommy. Thank you very much.
So wow.
Don't you worry if you can dance. Let the music move your feet.
So that is all. Thank you guys for watching today's Free Flow Friday Nintendo Guru Daily. I am Bobby the Nintendo Guru. Follow me over on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, at Nintendo Gurus. Check me out over on NintendoGuru.com. It's that time, Preston. Peace out, buddy.